Alright, I'm calling this the dual I-block 3 shaft servo encased motor. So let's spin around it. The housing wasn't really creative very much with the housing, but we reused our intake manifold and our 4-barrel 4-float carburetor that you've seen in other videos. That is, I designed the intake manifold for a boat carburetor. And now I'll show you this engine. But first, I want to show you some of the preliminary ones. So this is what we have. We have in a different view. We have the intake manifold, but I didn't put the carburetor on it, which means it was less for 4-barrel 4-float carburetor. You have cam rides over in I-block 1, I-block right, cam rides over I-block left, exhaust pipes, I-block left, I-block right, two I-block cylinders, 4 cylinders each. And then we look at the bottom, and we see that we've used connection rods in the first firing cylinders of both. We've offset them just a tad, and we've used connection rods to start a crankshaft in the center with a servo motor in the middle. We skipped 2 and 3 connection rods. We came up with number 4, and then I'll show you a look through the motor as it is. So here you see these are all top dead center. The front one's top dead center in the back. And let's do a quick look through these. Let's say trimetric. Let's see. Cross-sectional view. See here, we see the connection rods meeting up with this connection rod, and then they're starting crankshaft on this middle section here into the servo motor. We have cylinder 1 over here where you see the cylinder and the fire and the valves and the spark plug, and then the manifold. The intake exhaust manifold has a fan that runs through it with a shaft, and then it starts out right here. This is the water cooler part, and I'll show you that in the next video. So there's a fan for the water cooler, starts on a pulley and move down through here. We get to the second connection rod on the other adjacent rod. We move through there. We get to the crankshaft for the servo motor. We still got all firing cylinders on the sides, and then let's take a look at the right side. Pretty much the same deal. Shows the cylinder in the down position, valve stems, valve springs, and so basically it's 2 parallel I-block left and right motors with an intake manifold on it, and then there's going to be a carburetor, and in the middle there's a servo motor, and you go through there. We hit the middle part of it where it has the holes that go into the manifold. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Here is where the hole is for the distributor, connection rod, and stub. Alright, now let's look at the rest of it with casing. So this is kind of what it looks like. The housing got a little square, but that's just basically the guts. And I'll show you my e-published drawing. Okay, so we've reused the carburetor, 4-float carburetor. Here's the extension, the throttle rod and linkage. We've reused the intake manifold. We did exhaust pipes. We put a valve cover on it. We've actually added some housing, and I'm going to take you through a cross section of this. So let's see. I like trimetric. So here we are in the middle. We see we have 4-float, 4-barrel. You see the ventries, the butterfly valves. They come out. There's now 4 ventries, 4 different pools. Intake manifold kind of looks like my own idea for a Hemi. We have the blades inside the manifold that give them that manifold. Then we have the other end with the right there. That's for the distributor, the injection timing distributor. So what we did, the major difference between this one is we have, well, there's the pulley. You can't see it because of that. So here's the housing. I gave it a flat panel around the bottom and behind the first crankshaft where it turns it, so you don't get oil in there. The oil runs down into this, which will go into a sump and then pump it back up into the other one. So, and then over here you see this little shroud right here. That's the valve cover block. There's a shot of the middle. You see the two crankshafts, servo in the middle. And then we keep going, keep going, keep going. Servo ends. We meet our last part of the crankshaft. So this part is connected there, and this part's connected there. So when they pump the same circle, it still turns the same thing. And then in the back, we have three crankshafts. If you do, you could use two large crankshafts and a smaller one in the middle, and then so this is, let's go through the side view. It shows I did some ribs. Shows the intake manifold. Once again, the four ventilator manifold. You see one eye block motor come into shape, and then it rolls into the cylinder and take the solenoid. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Then rolls into the other cylinder, and that's what it looks like from there. And we might as well do a top down. We have it start at the bottom. We build our solenoids up. We then draw the solenoids, reach the head blocks, cylinder, 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 head blocks, cylinder, manifold. There's your carburetor. So it's a gas 8-cylinder or dual eye block servo hybrid. And I left the space on the bottom empty. Say right, if I were to draw a line right here where my mouse is going, that would be one wall to keep the servo from getting, caught up with the regular engine. And then it's got two gaps. And I'll do, let's do this way again. No, this way. Those are supposed to be colored. These are supposed to be colored. They're colored on my SolidWorks. But once again, I use the red, yellow, blue, green headers, racer, recorder headers for the Blu-ray diagnostic. And that's the new motor, dual eye block, 3 crankshaft servo inside.